Welcome back today, friends, and as always, if you hear crying and bawling in the background, it's my goats. If you hear squealing and laughing, and maybe a little hooting and hollering, but they don't sound like a goat, it's my kids. Lots of background noises. We've had neighbors in the field behind us chopping up a tree that fell down all day, so finally I got a little bit of time here where I think I can get my garden tour filmed for you. Now today's garden tour is in partnership with Homesteaders of America. We all know I'm a wannabe homesteader. I'm an old farm girl and a wannabe homesteader. I encourage you to click the first link in the description below. It will take you to the Homesteaders of America Garden Tour playlist, where real homesteaders who really know what they're doing are sharing tours of their gardens. But the beautiful thing is, I have had gardens before, and here's how I did it. I tilled the ground, or had it tilled. I got plants at the store, threw some seeds in the ground, grew a whole lot of stuff. And so this year, I'm back at it. We had this garden tour up. I'll just talk to you like you've never watched any of my videos before. Just be a refresher for those faithful viewers. I had a farmer come, and he did, if you see, the rows of black plastic. We'll go through it here in a minute. But I had a farmer come early March. Big garden. Got some little sitting areas. My 13-year-old and 9-year-old installed this fence because we've done quite a lot of fencing. And so by the time the garden needed fence, they were like, we got this, and they did it. And then my oldest son helped with the gate. My almost 20-year-old son that y'all don't see anymore because he's flown the coop. But anyway, big perimeter here. It's a 3,300 square foot garden. Already I want to do raised beds and more along the side. Now, why did we put the garden here? Good question. We have a lot of trees on our 7-acre property. Also, kids playing with sand. This is our sand that we're going to spread out for our pool delivery that we're going to build. Anyway, whole lot of trees too close to the house there. We have a forestry company that supposedly will be coming in here and logging a lot of these trees, and I will have even more garden space. But for this year, when we moved here, this tree, which technically isn't ours, it's on the other side of the fence, had a big branch that was laying here. And then the other half of it was laying in that field, and coincidentally, that's what neighbors have been logging up today. So this area with that tree moved gave me a garden spot. Now you can see it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Most things in here are getting full sun right now. There's still some shade, and my concern was, is this garden going to be too shady? But I think after all, I think at the end of the day, the little bit of shade the garden gets will actually be a relief. So, okay, we've seen the garden. Let's go in now. And then this is just, that's an outdoor wicker chair I found in the trash many years ago. Old bench I've probably had for 20 years. Some pots. These have zinnias in them. I think these are also some snapdragons. That does not look like anything is coming up in it, so I'll have to fix that. These are those beautiful yellow daylilies, and then a hostas. Now, my goat Jazzy, she likes to eat my hostas. That's the only issue I have with her. So, anyway, into the garden. Into the garden we go. So, this straw, I've had a whole bunch of pullets. They're almost hens. I actually have wondered if a few of them are laying eggs yet. And if you're not sure of the terms, that's just young female chickens there, because I'm finding some really small eggs, and when they first start laying, their eggs are small. Okay, but anyway, they've been able to get in at the bottom of my gate, and them coming in the garden was all well and good until I really started to get things planted. Then it was like, okay, girlfriends, just like the full-grown hens, you can't be in here anymore. So I put some rocks there, and I had a whole bale of straw. And if this is blocked, I actually think I did this about 2 weeks ago. I don't think they can get in now. If you have a garden and chickens, you'll want to either fence in the chickens or fence in the garden, because they don't go together. So that's the straw. This straw, it's been getting lots of rain and such, and so I'm going to use it on my garden. Now this area, okay, so when you first come in, this area here is now a strawberry patch. Walmart has had lots of plants marked down. So we planted 9, excuse me, here's a pack of corn from the other day. We've got 9 strawberry plants here. I feel like they're just a tad close together. This was a eager child planting though, so I didn't push it after I gave that initial direction. But there's the strawberry plants, they'll bush out. And then we've planted 40 more. The roots are in here, and then there's dirt and straw on top of them. Right here, this is where I have a bunch of potatoes using that Ruth Stout gardening method where you just cover stuff with straw. I haven't seen potatoes coming up yet, but I'm hoping to start seeing them popping through soon. Over here, these are my potatoes that I planted many weeks ago. You can see they're getting tall and bushy. So we'll walk up here through them and see there's, oops, my shadow, kind of a later potato. So we do have them in different sizes, and this may be because of the shade, but I don't know. There's some big ones there. So the potatoes are looking nice. I've never done potatoes before. So what I've read is that these are gonna get big, tall, and bushy. They're gonna get flowers. About the time we see the flowers is the time that the tubers are growing underground. And then the bushes are going to start to look like they're dying, and then it's almost time to harvest. Okay, so you can see this is our main walking path in here. Over here, now this was a transplanted hostas from our last house. I dug it up like in February. I left tons of wonderful things in the ground there. That's the only thing that I took. I also have some of this ground cover. I love that ground cover. We also have some hollyhocks and lilies here. Again, lots of shade, so it'll take it a bit. There's a few transplanted lilies. So I want to make this just a beautiful flowering tree. Then I have some petunias there. I did give those water today. My daughter-in-law did those for me for Mother's Day. Let's see, and you can see on these potatoes where we will start to get little flowers. So potatoes. I want to just jump and tell you about everything, but I'm trying to focus on my potatoes here. More straw. Now, some of these larger potato plants are planted in the ground, but I do have potatoes under this straw with that Ruth Stout method. I said in a video, I have is it a trumpet vine I planted there? So many of you have written in and told me about trumpet vines just being a big weed, although they're beautiful flowers. But I'm going to dig that up and transplant it on another part of the fence and get it out of the garden. Big sigh of relief, huh? Okay, so the potatoes. And in here in the straw, there's other potatoes just thrown on the ground and straw on top. Potatoes, lots of potatoes here. Lots of potatoes. Okay, now I think these are actually corn coming up because I spilled a pack of corn in here. I picked up all that I could and I thought, I bet I'm gonna have some random corn. So there you go. Now over here, from where I did trash bag potatoes, because I'm testing out many different methods, I had a mound of dirt. And so I just put a bunch of potatoes in the ground. Oh, I see some that are blooming. I'll zoom in on those in a minute. Put a bunch of potatoes in the ground, covered them with straw. But look here. That means we must be growing potatoes. And of course, we don't want the potatoes to come out of the ground. We don't want green potatoes. Okay, and then here's another flower. Okay, gorgeous. Now, here's my trash bag potatoes. I did these in the trash bag because, you know, read about it on the internet, right? Looked like a good method. I also wanted to try it out for viewers who just need different options for growing things in containers. So I need to get some more dirt in these bags, or I might actually just push down a bunch of straw in these bags, since we're all Ruth Stout attempting gardeners here, right? So I think I did like 26 trash bags, 3 slices of potatoes in each bag. Now these black fabric bags, I've shared about these in several videos. I've got various seeds going all the way down. I got a 12 pack for $26 on Amazon. So this is giant red pepper. Then we have green pepper. Those are my seeds from Seeds for Generations. Another green pepper. Then we have basil, cilantro, mammoth dill, parsley. Then I have Hungarian peppers. They're supposed to be big and purple and turn red. So that is what is in those. So here's the view on down. Now I'm thinking once I harvest these potatoes, I will put a whole other crop of something in here. Right now we're just obviously focusing on potatoes. So touring the rest of the garden. Now I have talked a lot about, from reading and from vlogs, using cow panels and hog panels for trellising in the garden. I have not done that. If you would like to learn more about it, please watch Roots and Refuge, and even just search on YouTube about cattle garden panels or trellising. I've also had some people write in and tell me about growing on my fence. I'm on the fence about growing on the fence because my chickens have been free ranging so much. So I was just trying to focus in the garden, but who knows what I'll be doing next. So hog panels, cow panels, I just haven't got that far. We have a lot of projects spinning, but Walmart has had these and I was able to just pick up a bunch, and there you go, put them in the garden. Now they may not be needed where they are here. I may need to move these over with the cucumbers. So with my big gardens in the past, vegetables such as zucchinis and squash and pumpkins and melons and all kinds of things, they've just spread out and grown on the ground. But I'm trying to get to maximize my space in this garden and grow as much as possible. Again, a learning process. So as things get growing, these panels, see I've got a corn seed pack on my, let's just leave it there. Those panels very well may move. I think it's going to be the cucumbers that need those more. Let me tell you about what's growing here. So we've got a dark green zucchini going for a good long time. Now on my seed packs for Seeds for Generations, they said that you can trellis zucchini. And then I've had people write me and say, zucchini and squash don't need trellised. I don't know, I've only ever grown it on the ground. So again, that's where these panels may move. So anyway, I have green until here, and then here, I just put my markers when new things started. So I have the Black Beauty zucchini that then starts here. And then on here, we have planted various marigolds and such. So it's gonna keep going, and then we got our other sign, and that's an early golden crookneck squash. And then we go all the way down here. Now Benjamin, this morning, pulled up 2 squash plants. Leave it to a toddler in the garden. So I'll have to remedy that. Also, jumping to how this garden was put in, I'll talk about that here for a minute. So here's the water hookup. We can hook a hose up there. We've got 5 rows. Each row has drip tape running. So we can put the hose in. That's just my tripod there because I wasn't sure how I was filming. Turn the hose on and it waters these rows. So far we've had pretty good rain, but looking at my flowers, I was thinking, okay, I'll probably water the rest of this, just stand here with my hose tonight. Now, a lot of people would only plant on these plastic rows, but again, I want to use every possible inch. And this is my garden and my story. So this is what I want to do, right? So I've done corn here, and we'll get to the rest. So with the corn, I cleaned my rabbit hutch today. Rabbit hutch, I've heard rabbit droppings you can put directly on the garden. We just did these seeds on this half the other day, so there's not much more coming up. Folks ask me, what do you do about grass and weeds? I mean, it's only gonna get worse from here, friends. I just don't pay a lot of attention to them, at least in years past. I focus on the things that are growing. I pull up what I can. I'm putting straw down. Yeah, everything's gonna grow just fine. It just may not be magazine worthy beautiful, but again, it's still gonna grow. So here we have corn. Corn is coming up. I think we've got about 5 rows of corn here. Corn. I planted rows down this way and then I stopped. That's what that orange stake is here. And we did the rest of this maybe 2 days ago when the ground was still nice and wet. But here where I've planted corn, corn. Lots of corn is starting to come up. And you know what? The corn is going to outgrow these weeds. So there you go. That's going to solve that problem. And then here, so many cucumbers. This whole row is cucumbers. And this whole row is cucumbers. So whole lot of, I'm not even counting how many cucumber plants. Then this row in the middle with all the nice grass, we've got about half of it is pumpkin and about half of it is watermelon. So I'm thinking getting more of these panels. I might even grow some of it up the back. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but there you go. Then this row on both sides, going down about halfway, is various peppers. Then just past that, I did a bunch of lima beans. Then there's some eggplants down there. So, pepper plant. Again, I'm walking on my lima beans planted. No, you know what? I lied to you. These are peas, but these are the peas that grow in bushes. This was helpful child planting. I see different clusters of peas coming in. Then we had these 3 eggplant. Then a bunch of lima beans. Then over here, 2 rows. So many tomatoes, and I've been collecting tomato cages. You can also use the panels for your tomatoes. Again, lots of tomato canning. I just know I use tomato sauce so much. I just want to can my own sauce. So we're doing it, right? I have many different varieties here. And then here we have 2 rows going all the way up of peas. Now my friend, her grandma was a Mennonite grandma, and she said my grandma would just run 2 strings for peas. So that's what I have done, and I'm not sure yet. I've been waiting for the peas to grab onto this string. I also know with peas that I can do them now, and I can do them again later in the summer. Oh, another thing. I planted more tomatoes directly from seed, and several of you were asking to see how they would grow in the plastic. You can see they're coming up. 3/4 of this whole row, I just planted the seeds in the holes that I made in the plastic. And then that row there, and then all the zucchini. A big chunk of this were seeds I just sowed directly into the holes I dug. So that's working. More peas. But still, come on, grab on, you can do it. Still not grabbing on to, come on guys, come on, you can do it. Not seeing the peas grab on yet. Oh, here, okay, it has begun. Look, that's good, keep on grabbing on. It grabbed onto a little piece of straw. Over here, guys, and look, that one's grabbed on. So yeah, I've been feeling like with these peas, it was time for them to start grabbing onto stuff. Again, the mess in the middle, the peas are gonna grow just fine. I'll pull up big wads of mess, said every mom everywhere. But besides that, I'm not worried about too much else of it. But these tomatoes are getting to be a good size. Cage is ready. Then over here, Naomi planted a bunch of morning glories, which hopefully will find that fence. So we did morning glories and nasturtiums. I think that's a nasturtium, looks like it, all around. So there's garlic here, and there's onions. And then look at that, weeds and mess. I will come out and mess around with it and pull it and such in the evening, but I'm not doing it in the heat. There are onions in here. There's some morning glory going to town. I know some people consider those a weeds. I've always loved them. Could sing a Whitney Houston song to them. And then down here, whole bunch of nasturtiums growing there, and those get huge leaves like size of my hand, big yellow and orange and red flowers that you can also put on your salad, and they're just beautiful. I see another little nasturtium there. So we planted the seeds and hope that they will mostly take over. So besides the nasturtiums, I don't have anything else planted here, and I so badly want to get more fabric bags and such, but I think I will resist for now. Next goals are to keep everything a-growing and watering, and just provide the maintenance and care that's required as things grow and start biggering and biggering. Well, friends, lots of projects going down here as always. I need to go get new straw in my rabbit hutch now. And I will be putting more and more of my rabbit bedding on my corn. The last couple times I've cleaned out the hutch, I've put the bedding up here on the potatoes. So, good job, potatoes. Now the corn will reap those benefits. Then the rest of the animal bedding, I have a compost heap started that I'm putting the bedding and boxes and coffee grinds and all of that on. So more gardening adventures to come. So don't forget to click the link to go over to the Homesteaders of America's playlist. See some real gardeners in action. Again, I am a work in progress in this and all things, but I'm learning stuff as I go. And if you don't know what you're doing, just jump out there and do it anyway. And you'll learn and you'll grow. Yes and amen. I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.